Welcome to the newsstand of the hottest new podcast, Opinions 2 Million, with your hosts, Big G, Money Mo, and Shawnee, where we'll be discussing the latest and greatest heat from the culture. Man, did you hear that beat drop? You ain't ready. Let's get straight into it. Opinions to reach 1 million followers, opinions to reach $1 million. New pod dropping every week. I officially welcome you to Opinions 2 Million podcast. Let the beat rock. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Welcome. Back for another one. This is episode 16. We got the whole crew with us. We got Money Mo.
Yes,
Big
sir.
G, and Shawnee, myself. And today's topics, we're going to have Big G read them to us.
Man, we got lots to talk about today. Let's get straight into it. We got Antonio Brown situation, man, him walking off the field. Kyrie Irving's back on the court. We want to know, what are the criteria for a classic album? Dana White and Jake Paul been going back and forth. Man, the internet's been in an uproar these last 2 days with Fresh and Fit podcast. They said they don't dabble in the dark women. This is the craziest dream. Today is the 1 year anniversary of the insurrection, man. They stormed the Capitol, man. We got to see what's going on with that. KFC is launching a Beyond Chicken, man. They got the fake chicken at KFC. Man, Jim Jones has a disgusting podcast where he's talking about his mom taught him how to tongue kiss. And then we're going to wrap it up, man. Uncle Murda had that fire 2021 wrap up, man. He had some hot bars for Lil Nas X. And we're going to get straight into it, man. Let me kick it over to Money Mo on Antonio Brown. What's going on, man?
Antonio Brown. It's like now the man of all the topics right now in the media. Basically what happened was the Bucks were playing the Jets, and Antonio Brown basically ran out the field, took his equipment off and everything, ran out the field, looked like he was shouting at his coach, ran out the field and basically quit mid-game. So it's a lot coming out basically why he did it, and it's a lot coming out from different sides. The Bucks saying it was for a certain reason. He's saying they did it because they made him play with an injury. So I don't know who to trust. I'm like once I want to defend Antonio Brown, it's like until we get to the actual details, you know what I'm saying? Because he said his ankle was hurting, but he was jumping up and down, still running routes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So with this whole topic, I feel like it's more of a side you want to choose. I feel like the information is kind of known. It's like, what do you think is right? Because so according to the coach, he had an injury. He made him aware of it during the week, but then he practiced on Saturday. According to the coach, he practiced on Saturday, making him seem like he was going to be ready to go. So during game day, it looks like the coach also said at halftime he complained about not getting touches. What an important part to all this is that he was supposed to be getting like a bonus by the end of the year.
It's like 33,000 each for each.
Yeah, so it's like a total is up to like $1 million. So the whole thing is, like, a few weeks ago, he asked his agent asked the team to make that official and make sure he just gets it, makes it guaranteed instead of incentivized, where he needs to have those catches and touchdowns. But the team disagreed. So there's a side to the team where he missed 10 games due to injury and suspension this year. It's not just like injuries that held him out. It was 4-game suspension where it's like you let the team down. The team lost a few games in there while he was out because of suspension, because of the whole vaccination card thing. So, the team wasn't so happy with him. It's not like he did so much for the team to make him happy and had him on their side. So I think it's more of like a side thing. Who kind of have to pick side. I think the information is there. Like, he practiced, and at halftime he was mad about not getting the practice to get hit the incentives to get the money. So I think it's more of like, whose side are you picking more than anything else? How do you?
So I think, from my understanding, there's kind of, you saying sides, there's kind of two sides of it, right? There's the Buck side or the coach's side where they saying he, I guess, was faking an injury and they asked him to go in and he refused to go in. And then there's Antonio Brown's side where he's saying that, they're not giving me the plays that I'm supposed to get this $1 million bonus broken up into three different, I guess, categories you got to meet as far as number of touchdowns, number of receiving yards and things like that. And you're not allowing me to enough playing time to get this stuff. So whatever side you pick, the side you pick,
Yeah.
man. I don't got a
The
dog
thing
in the
is,
fight.
like,
Now,
he
one thing
could
I
have easily gotten
yeah.
all those if he wasn't suspended. Like, let alone if he was injured and then the team, if he tried to ask for the guarantee and they didn't give it, we could say the team was to blame. But if you're suspended because of your actions, like that's on.
But one thing I will say, like with the
go ahead.
vaccination thing, it was like, yeah, he faked the card, but like Aaron Rodgers was still doing things that vaccinated players were like he was still. He gave no such thing that he was vaccinated. He never said he was vaccinated, but he was doing things like not wearing a mask and the indoor policy. So you could argue that Aaron Rodgers is doing the same exact things.
Yeah.
Did Aaron Rodgers make it more obvious that he wasn't vaccinated? Did Aaron Rodgers come out?
It was a word. He was on some wordsmith stuff, man. From my understanding, it seemed like all the black players that didn't get vaccinated suffered the most penalties versus Aaron Rodgers, who blatantly lied about not being vaccinated, or I don't know if lied the word. And my man was over there wordsmithing, saying he immunized
and then he was doing things that vaccinated players. He wasn't wearing his mask and stuff. I can stand
I know. What's the Buffalo's receiver's name?
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley. I mean, he came out openly said he's not going to be back. He still played. It's funny. He was put on the COVID list. I just saw some funny news and funny jokes about that. But he was open with it from the start. Like, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm going to play. I'll whatever consequences there may be, I will suffer from. Obviously, he didn't have as many. He didn't get suspended. He didn't have to go through all that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, because you guys are right. Like, Aaron Rodgers lied, didn't have any consequences. AB lied, and he got suspended 4 games by the team I don't know if it was the team or the NFL, but he had to suffer in his way like that.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I think it's an unfortunate situation. My man went out. I know Tom Brady put a lot on the line. I don't even think my man was living with Tom Brady or something.
Yeah, he was at one point.
Yeah. So, I mean, you wish the best. They won the Super Bowl last year. You wish they could have ran it back. But
one thing I will say though,
the boot.
Yeah. One thing I will say, he's not going to storm off like that for no reason. So it's like it's definitely people got to understand. Like there's people saying he's mentally ill for doing it.
No. I feel like with anyone, if it was anybody else, like any other receiver, right? You could say that, but when it's specifically Antonio Brown, it's like it's issue after issue after issue. It's either his way or the highway, right? So I feel like that's something that we have to take into consideration. And I'm not saying this isn't the first time he's had something like this happen. I mean, you can go back to a minor issue with his helmet, him being upset. Like there was nothing you could say about Pittsburgh, whatever you want to make your stories up, however you want to narrate that. Like the whole Raiders issue, like being upset over a helmet, not getting the helmet that you specifically want, including the whole drama about that. I think he has like a trail of issues that just follow him. I mean, he's a great player, and there's no doubt about that. I'm not doubting.
They probably the top 3 route runner of all time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a big factor that plays into this is Patriots injuries, right? So Chris Godwin got hurt a few weeks ago. He tore his ACL. And being thin at receivers just makes Bruce Arians push AB like, hurry up from your injury, get back, like
exactly. And it was the Jets they were losing too, so it was like, all right, we can't be losing the games like that.
Yeah, and they came back, which was a thing of its own. So, but people were saying stuff about his mental health, that we need to be aware of that, and, pray for him, and we're all doing it.
Man, this is the NFL, man. You gotta suck it up. This next man up.
That's true.
You take your cortisone shot and you get out on the field, man. Ain't no time for nursing. If my man practiced, if he practiced during the week, that means he playing. It ain't no time for nursing no injuries. This is business, man.
Right. Yeah, so that's the same thing.
There's nobody bigger than the business.
Right.
That's the same thing the coach said, but he said he got some MRI that was done that reported some cartilage or I don't know how to say the word in his ankle that was
sliding on the bones like that.
You don't think nobody else got no cartilage tears stuff going on that's on the field playing?
I mean, T.O. played with a broken foot in the Super Bowl, so you can't. You know what I mean? There's
he did ACL too.
So I mean. I have nothing against AB. I'm a Steelers fan, but him doing what he did to us, I kind of have this thing against him. But, it is what it is. So,
come to the Ravens. No.
Yeah, Yo said come to the Ravens.
Both of the cousins can play together.
Right.
On the other hand, man, that man Kyrie Irving's back on the court, man. What's going on?
Yeah, Kyrie back, man. Like he He's basically like the face of the unvaccinated before the NBA season started for the NBA players. And it's like, I don't know, like I said, at the end of the day, his body, his choice. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he did is his choice. But it's just like, it's just like, I don't know how good he did. He had a solid game. I still don't think they'll win the championship. But
they supposed to have the super team, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
super team.
Their team is, the record's not bad without him, and having him really helps. And it's just like you had Cole Beasley and the other guys that were really open about not being vaccinated and still going to play. But the NFL, it's weird though, because that's in Buffalo, which is in New York.
Yeah, I know.
It's a different issue for Kyrie Irving, which is,
Yeah, I don't get it.
So yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't want to say it. But like, come on, let's be obvious now. Why is Cole Beasley get a pass and Kyrie Irving doesn't?
And Josh Allen not vaccinated too. People don't know that.
Yeah, and he's open about it. The other two players are open about it. Kyrie is open about it. He took a stance, and the team is now allowing him to play on road games. They should have done that from the beginning of the season. I mean, I get the New York, the whole mandate, where you can't be, participating in a sports game if you're not vaccinated. And
Kyrie messed up because he came out and said like why he wasn't vaccinated. I think if he would have been like but he was like, I hate when people lose their jobs because of the vaccination. That's why I'm not getting vaccinated type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cole Beasley was more like, I don't want to put something in my body and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes less is more, man. You know what I'm saying? So
right, definitely.
You're not going to do something, just stand on your square and keep it pushing. But I definitely think with the Kyrie Irving situation that, race had something to do with it, but the media was a big part, I think because he was such a big name player and the whole thing of, New York and the super team. And it was just like, man, I think Stephen A. Smith personally had like 25% of the story himself.
Yeah.
And then his goofy coon self didn't keep the same energy with Aaron Rodgers. I can't respect it.
Right.
This is good and big. Like, he stood his ground for what he stood for, and then the team finally giving in. Like, all right, we'll give in a little bit to what you want. We'll allow you to play on the road games, and we have to stick by the New York rule and not allow you to play. I mean, this is actually really good. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the future with playoff games, and when it gets more serious down the road, how they're going to ease up on that. And
we'll see how that.
But I think Kyrie might be a victim of or have the same circumstances as kind of like Brown, because I mean, from my understanding, Kyrie was on some crazy. He was on the flat Earth train. So it's like, man, you start entertaining some of this stuff, it kind of makes people think you're not legitimate. So I think that's kind of what happened to Brown as well, as far as like, his issues and everything in the past. And then
I got a question.
I know everything going on about this.
I know we kind of skipped over this already. Going back to Antonio Brown theory, we talked about. Do you guys think he's going to ever be able to play another game in the NFL? Do you think their team's going to pick him up next year?
Yeah, I think he will. I think somebody gets the Bucks in the playoffs this year. Maybe the Cowboys.
But do you think a team wants that in the locker room? Okay, we know the talent is there.
Yeah,
rages.
I feel like
because you have coaches that are like that maybe say some things that they shouldn't say or are rough on you and tell you to practice when you're down and this and that.
Right.
I mean, whatever the case may be, do you think a team will want a guy that might like go against you if you, I guess.
Right. I think it depends on what come out, like in terms of like who's right and who's wrong in the situation.
Yeah, I agree with Mo. They're going to see how it plays out in the media.
Right.
It seems like he has a lot of support from the fans. And like I always say, man, at the end of the day, it's business. If it makes financial sense, if he's selling jerseys and he putting butts in seats, they're gonna bring him back. Somebody's gonna make an investment. But if they think if it's not gonna be beneficial, they ain't gonna bring him back, man. So I mean, it's pretty simple, man. That's how I'm looking at it.
Right. That's true.
That would be interesting. I personally feel like it's gonna be hard. I mean, the talent is definitely there, like it's no question. But when you look at Des Bryant, it's like a very small example. I know he had some stuff that went on in the locker room, and he was so talented. Right. Teams are afraid to have that in the locker room. And with AB, I think like you left trails with Pittsburgh, with Raiders, with the Patriots. He he just left so many trails. It's not just one thing you can ignore and say, hey, maybe it's the other guy and not him. I think it just comes with
One thing I will say though is like when it comes to organizations, like some people like think like players don't really embarrass organizations. Only in certain circumstances, like people not looking at the Bucks like, oh, they so retarded for getting Antonio Brown. They ain't more looking at Antonio Brown. Like maybe with the Raiders situation with Henry Ruggs, but nobody looking at the Patriots at that one time like, oh, they so stupid for signing Antonio Brown. So I think it's like
certain teams are known for like giving players second chances.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Redskins, Ravens, and Patriots are like the three teams.
No, not the Ravens. Not the Ravens no more.
Man, they did my man Ray Rice. They got him out.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Ray Rice is the last one.
Well, I guess you guys are more known for like washed up players getting washed up players.
He's just trying to make a slight diss to my man Ray Lewis. Yeah.
Right.
No, not even Ray Lewis. I'm talking about like Steve Smith, like Mike.
I think that was
like players that like weren't at the top of the game no longer, but you guys get the big names like Marcus Peters. He was still
good. I know what you mean.
Though, like just washed up, like you guys get big names.
They're not washed up.
Better luck next time.
No,
it's like nah. I'm done, yeah. Let's keep this joint moving, yeah. We're gonna switch gears and talk about some classic albums. We're not gonna name them classic albums, but what are some of the things or the metrics that you're judging a classic album, man? What is needed? What is needed?
So everybody has their own opinion with music. Everybody got their own classic albums. But a classic album is, as a consensus, we all agree it's a classic album.
I don't know.
And the album that has a minimum of 2 to 3 skips on it. We can all agree Take Care is a classic album. Gary can agree, Zeke can agree.
Yeah, Drake fell off after that.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
We're not gonna get it. But what are the criteria?
So I think it's about longevity, like songs that you can. Okay, so there's songs that might pop, and even an album like that's current nowadays. I got like the drums and beats that you want nowadays, popping nowadays. You can listen to. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, you're not going to listen to it. I guess time only tells about what makes an album that. So I think it's longevity, and like Anthony said, if you only like 1 or 2 skips, if that. I mean, I know there's some albums that everyone has that.
I'm like some most drawn up into replay value.
Yeah, that's true. But you remember what Axe said about the Roddy Ricch album? That was true too. Like Roddy Ricch in his new album, he kind of got like on a high horse because his first album was a classic. You know, it had the box on it. So it's like if it don't got like a crazy hit song on it, it definitely doesn't make for a classic album too.
But let me ask you this, because the way so far we got longevity. We got replay value. I would have to put impact, right? I think that's one.
Yeah, like a impact. Yeah, how much it changes culture. Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
As a consensus, yeah, everybody's agreeing that it's a class. Yeah,
but I would argue that the streaming age has devalued the worth of an album because
that's true.
In the case of Roddy Ricch, the box was like 90% of his album sales from that one song. So it's like all you really need is a hit. You don't need that good album. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one thing I think we'll add album rollouts or rollout plans as another topic, because I think I got a good solution for rollout plans in the streaming area. But come on, what else we got? So far we got longevity, we got replay value, we got impact. Right. What else are you doing to draw a classic, to determine what a classic album is?
I know you mentioned the box, right? Like that one song. So I think it'd kind of be like if you look at number else you're saying, but like the average of all your songs, like how much number are all the songs doing, not just one song doing so well. Like all the songs are maybe in the top whatever 100 or however you want to look at it. And more than anything else, I think this is just like opinionated to each person, because everyone's going to judge music is their own taste, whatever.
And this is a good perspective too. Somebody told me this and it makes like 100% sense. Like I know people are not going to think Certified Lover Boy is a classic album.
It's not.
You know, but
I
what
can
if
tell you
some
that
random
right
artist?
now.
What if a new artist nobody knew about
Drake has
dropped
no
that?
impact.
No, but what if a random artist that we don't know just came out the blue and dropped that album, Certified Lover Boy, and
Well,
we
he
heard
wouldn't
it?
get those features
And
that Drake
now I'm
got.
saying, what if we had those features and we heard it? It was, oh my God, who is this new dude? I think we just so used to Drake.
I don't know about all that, man.
That's scary though. It's true.
I don't know it's true.
But like, what was the last classic album y'all think? Because I think with music,
Yeah, I think this J. Cole album, the off season, is so underrated. I think this is one of the best projects he's like an artist has dropped in a while. No, I'm telling you, like this, the off season, this album, like every single song you can listen to and over. I mean, personally for me, I don't know, I liked it a lot. I thought this off season by J. Cole was fun.
Yeah, he got too woke for me.
He got too what?
He got too like woke.
Woke.
Like he's not making songs like no role models.
Who's not woke nowadays? The better question is who's not trying to be woke is woke nowadays. Like
he don't got like the radio hits on like that's crazy on the off season.
But I think with the off season, it was all lyrical, right? It was like the old J. Cole, he's like telling a story you're listening, right? Where nowadays it's like, people are just making beats on like hot beats and talking about Molly, drugs, blah, 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 and it's going big. Well, J. Cole is like telling you a story and you're like, all right, like.
Right. And it's a little quick off topic thing. Like how much you think appearance like plays on how good an artist is like viewed?
So are you going with like album cover?
Or we can say that for the next podcast. But like,
appearance
that's big.
Definitely nowadays during the clout era of rap, it's high. It's like 80. It's probably like 95% image and appearance in the music, man. Because somebody can give you a song, you can get a hit. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the people to buy into you. I think Blueface is a good example. You got to get people to buy into like your image, your lifestyle, what you're selling. I think personally, I think the Island Boys was one of the biggest flops, yo. I thought that hook they had a nice catchy couple bars, but did y'all ever listen to the whole song that after the?
No, I never knew.
I
never
Boys,
knew they had a song. I thought they just made a random song.
The rest of the song is trash, yo. I'm telling you, crazy, trash. Man. But I feel like they dropped the ball big, but. The image is doing now. It's all about image, man. You got to get the people. It's not about your music. Nobody is finding out about people from the music. You found out about the person, and then you know that they make music. I think that's the whole marketing scheme now. It's no more like, oh man, I heard this really hot song. Yo, who is it by? It's not. Hey, yo, you seen yo on the internet? Oh, he make music too. Oh, let me go check the music out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And like what?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, what was better overall, like album, CLB or off season?
I like CLB.
That was a clown, yo.
But like with J. Cole, like we're just so used to like the high school, like Friday Night Lights and stuff like that. I was looking for more of that.
He's not
I think it wasn't specifically those stories, but it was like definitely the same like vibe, right? Like he was still.
I know what you mean. I just think in high school we was on a like Wiz Khalifa.
I think this goes back to your question. You don't like his image that he's portraying now.
That's what I'm saying.
So you personally don't find yourself like enjoying his music that way. And
it's not like appealing to me. Like if I'm like in the gym or something like that.
Right. Okay.
It's like you like in the club and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, club songs don't have any impact on like a classic album, but it's just like, but like a day too with Drake, like I think being as crazy as being light skinned definitely helps. Because like when you
J. Cole is light skinned.
Yeah, but he said it in the song, he was like light skinned, so the house niggas feeling me, stuff like that. Like Wale even said it's hard for a dark skinned rapper to make a soft song. Like if Wale was making the same music as Drake. He wouldn't be
Kanye
as big.
did it with Heartless, so and you know how big that.
But it wasn't really like a sad, like a. It wasn't really like a. But Drake got a soft image. Like Kanye is not making like a shot for me or something like that.
I'm so heartless.
Oh my god, that's like a.
Andy will never catch you singing a song like Gary.
That's the only song I like by Kanye. That and Jesus Walks. Other than that, I'm good off.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kanye fan.
I'm good off E.
I like his style though. I like his personality, everything though.
I'm good off yo. Man, what we got up next, man?
Fast. What we got? Let me look.
Oh, Jake
Oh yeah.
Paul, man. Jake
Oh
Paul,
yeah.
Dana White. I know we talked about Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley last pod,
Right.
but after that, man, Jake Paul challenged Dana White to a fight, or he was saying where he said that, Dana, I'll retire from boxing. I'll never pick the gloves up again if you fight me and agree to certain rules that you pay your fighters a minimum of $50,000 a fight. Man, I didn't know the UFC, the minimum per fight is $12,000, man.
Maybe
You give
lowballing,
them,
man.
you give them health insurance for life, and there
I
was
mean,
like
that's
one more condition, man. So it's like they've been having a back and forth and all of this. It seemed Dana responded. Looks like he didn't. He tried to like kind of play it off and rub his shoulders and trying to allude to that Jake Paul is taking steroids and all of this stuff. So, I mean, man, what y'all think about it? I think Jake is really getting under Dana's skin, and I think he's going to really have a good point to prove with how the UFC is kind of really like sticking it to their fighters, man. I think he's really driving a wedge between the UFC and their fighters.
so. I think what going back to what Dana White said, I think he said that if like in terms of paying the fighters, he said, why don't you start your own like league or whatever it is, the fighting club, and then you can choose how much you pay, and this is mine, I choose. So I think like he's right on that. If he started a business, I know he actually bought it, I think when it was going bankrupt or something, and he made it what it is. I'm not saying like pay people more or whatever. I guess fairly compensate them for what it should be. But I mean, Dana White has his point too, where he's like, if it's working for me and I made it from nothing to something, and people are wanting to fight UFC, go somewhere else and fight if you don't like it, right? Like go do boxing or go do more whatever it is that you want to do. So I think he has his points. I think both sides have their points. And I know wasn't Jake Paul accusing him of being like a cokehead or cocaine addict? And he said like you can test me if you want, and then you have to test the steroids as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was from Dana's own words that he said he did drugs or something like that. But Z, you
Yeah.
gotta think, man, $12,000 is
Yeah,
the
no, I don't think it's
minimum
a
per
lot at
fight.
all. I definitely think
No,
it's getting
that's
lowball,
nothing.
but
You putting
yeah.
your life on the line, and then you got to
Not
think
only that,
about
you're
it, yo.
taking so much. So that's like the end payment, right? Like imagine how much time they take to train for
Yeah,
those fights. So
you got to
that's not
pay
enough.
for the
I mean, I
gyms.
agree,
You
but
got
the
to.
same thing is like if I'm the person that like as a businessman, if I started this league right now, I've brought it from nothing to something, and now people are watching it, right? Like I want to, get my pay too as a. I mean, I get it on the other side, like people are putting their life on the line and injuries, and I mean, the health insurance part is something definitely I agree with. I definitely think even as a business person, you'd have to like take care of that. But as a person that like made it, but I guess how much is enough for yourself where you're like, all right, this is enough for me, let me take care of my fighters as well. So
Yeah, but I think that just leaves it open to people like Jake Paul, where you see they have a big internet presence and that they can bring a lot of attention. And there's a lot of frustration in UFC between the fighters and
yeah.
the UFC. So I think Jake Paul is just, doing what he does best and finding a way to drive a wedge in between. And, the more and more attention they give him, the harder and harder he's going to hit that wedge and try to break apart and do some kind of split or things like that. Because you got to think that those fighters, Astron and Woodley, probably got more money in that fight with Jake Paul than they did their probably last 10 UFC fights.
Right. Yeah, and then those UFC fights, they could have had a lot more serious injuries than boxing, right? I mean, both of them obviously you can get hurt badly, but and just in the aspect of like how bad the injury could be, yeah, it's definitely there. So I mean, I get both sides, and I kind of agree to both sides. I get both their perspectives, but for me, I guess it's just more of like, I guess now if Jake Paul is bringing more awareness to this, he might actually be able to bring a change, from everyone and making everyone aware, and then that causes Dana White to do something about the whole.
Yeah, like my joke was all of my mic messed up. I was talking crazy. I was like, yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, we can hear a big.
Yeah. I was like,
I was like, these keep talking over. Nah, the thing about boxing though was like, the thing that boxing will always be over top of the UFC is because people value undefeated records. It's like an eye appeal. It's like an OCD type thing where you see undefeated boxer, and it's like, oh, if he faces somebody, he could lose. Oh, he has an undefeated record. He keeps winning. That makes him more appealing. With UFC, everybody has a loss. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as appealing.
Mhm.
Like people, that's why so many boxers don't want to fight other boxers because that L on their record will make them like Anthony Joshua lost all his success after taking the L.
Mo is
So
really hyping Yo
boxing
up.
will always be the king.
Really hyping Yo up.
Stop. Yeah. But now Gary knows shit. But
How do you feel
boxing
about about Dana White and then the whole Jake Paul? Like, how do you feel
so the thing about Dana White, it's like Jake Paul even exposed him. He was like, how you gonna say I'm on steroids and say the fight was fixed? That don't it's like,
Yeah.
But no, that so steroid people use to maybe obviously they get stronger, but it also
that's
makes
true.
you look bigger too. So if that's
Yeah,
what
that's
he's
true,
going
that's true.
for to like fit the ideal image of a boxer. So
Right.
I mean, that's just him making a statement just to make a
But
statement.
let me explain something too real quick. Logan and Jake were both like state champion wrestlers in high school. If you look at most fighters, they come from a wrestling background.
Yeah.
Most fighters start like UFC or boxing after their wrestling careers either fail or most likely after college. There's really not, unless you're going the Olympic route, there's really not no path for real wrestling. Not that WWE SmackDown stuff. I'm talking about real Roman Greco or freestyle wrestling. So they try to migrate into UFC, boxing, or fighting sports, things like that. So it's not that far fetched to see why they're having so much success. They were legit, state champs in a decent state, Ohio. Like the competition in that state is not easy. That's one of like the top states for.
Yeah, Ohio State and all that stuff. But this is one I want to ask Gary too. Like people don't understand this too. When it comes to boxing, like people look at Jake Paul, Logan Paul as jokes just because they're YouTubers and stuff. But I feel like boxing, like even with wrestling, you could teach somebody off the street if you got the best trainers in the world how to box or wrestle. Because you can't teach somebody how to play basketball if they don't got the athleticism and stuff. But you can teach if you got the best trainers in the world somebody how to box. So he's had training for 3 years. And he's basically, I know he don't got the experience like the other fighters, but as long as you can like dodge and got the twitchiness, you can compete with a lot of dudes you got the training. And he has the money to pay for him too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like with some sports, it's like determination and willpower, man. Like, you always got your natural athletes and things, but with some sports, it's just,
I feel like wrestling a big one too.
Yeah, who wants it more and who's willing to put more down on the line in order to win the match? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so definitely, like, I think people are looking at them as YouTubers, but you got to look like, I think Jake, and they kind of proved it. Jake and Logan both had the seeds if they never went and did the YouTube that they could have went into professional boxing. That's how a lot of the people get into it from those kind of backgrounds anyway.
And they playing it for their part. Like they doing good with the marketing thing, just making it seem like they off the street people who just beating all these like professional people in like boxing matches.
Yeah, I mean, because if you, man, at the end of the day, people want money. It's very few people out here that are doing stuff for the love of the craft and don't want any financial gain out of it. So if you already have the audience and then you go into boxing, why not use your advantage?
So why? Okay, so going back to that question, so why do you
think it might be fixed? It's like no,
not fixed. Why do you think people knowingly know that? Okay, UFC pays less. Let me go that route instead of where I can go because you think boxing would like. Why not just go the boxing route where the money is going to be there?
I think it's that scary thing, like scary just getting. If you don't got that fear of like being hit, being knocked out and stuff, I feel like that's the thing you gotta have though.
You have your face broken apart in UFC, like.
Yeah, but I feel like UFC is easier to rise up amongst the ranks. Like one vicious knockout in UFC can change your whole trajectory of your thing. Like you got to think of when most boxers come on the scene, at least like Wilder and like tanking them. Like before most people find out about them, they already had records of like 20-0,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, all knockouts and things like that. Nobody's paying attention to these. It's not like one knockout is changing your career early on, right? In UFC, it's a captive audience. You know what I'm saying? It's all controlled by one person. There's not that many
Right.
politics. You got one decision maker, man. Dana White is saying, you fight this person fights this person, you know, it's game on, right? With boxing, it's all kind of different organizations. There's different belts, man. There's mandatories.
Yeah.
It's real confusing. It messing up the sport, but I think there's with UFC, I think there's kind of a clear path to it.
Yeah.
And I think boxing is more of a skill than it is a fight. I feel like UFC is like an all-out brawl. There's a skill to boxing.
And that's the thing. The boxing boys are smart, like I said before, because they have these fighters like Tank fight like people who know no matter what you can knock out and go build his record of 20-0. And then when people that barely watch boxing, that get into it, see, oh, Tank 20-0. He's known for knocking out players. With UFC, no matter who you fight, you can get knocked out. Don't get me wrong to say with boxing, but like if you're way better than somebody in boxing, you're not getting knocked out.
Yeah.
So these promoters just building up records. Like I said, that undefeated thing will always have that hold over the UFC.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and hit this next joint, man. Fresh and Fit, man. I don't know if y'all know much about Fresh and Fit, but it's an upcoming podcast out of Florida, man. They've been going crazy. They do kind of like a podcast nightly where they have a lot of probably like 5 to 10 female or women on the pod, and they kind of talk about dating and relationship advice. But the internet's been killing them lately, man. They had an episode with Asian Doll, and Asian Doll walked off set. She felt like she was being disrespected, and the other women at the table were being disrespected. And then they had another clip surfacing around saying that they're not down with the brown, man. They said they don't mess with black chicks. They quote unquote said they're not night riders, man. That's crazy. They said they're not night riders. So that's crazy. They said they sometimes mess with the rainbows. But man, what have y'all seen some of these clips, man? What's your thoughts on this joint, man? Fresh and Fit.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like I understand, like at the end of the day, I do believe they actually believe that, but like end of the day, that's how they probably trying to get on the mainstream level. Like everybody talking about. I didn't know them before, honestly, but now they're talking about it. And if they apologize, they can't really recover quickly. But they apologize, like, all right, now they on the scene. Now they got a crowd, an audience.
Yeah, like same for me. I didn't know who these guys were until you guys just mentioned it. But I feel like with them, it's kind of like an attention way to get, an audience too. Like by doing and saying ill-advised and crazy stuff, you get people's eyes and attention. So I think that definitely is something that they're trying to do. But
yeah, it's crazy. But the way they said it, though, I feel like they were serious.
Nah, they definitely was serious. But
yeah, they definitely was.
The thing is that like it's cool to have a preference, and nobody's gonna bash you for your preference. But when you start saying stuff like, "Oh, the black women are ghetto and they act crazy and they don't got no home training," and dumb stuff like they were saying, it's like, then you say you're not a night rider. Like, come on, man. You can say I just like unseasoned chicken wings, and we would all get it's like nah. We would all get the best. But the crazy stuff they were saying is just like, man, like you just shooting yourself in the own foot. But like y'all was saying, that's where the easiest way is to go viral, say some outlandish stuff. You see it work with Kevin Samuels, man. You just follow the blueprint. Yeah. And sometimes it's just right click, copy, paste. Shout out my man King Lewis.
Right. Oh no.
Smells like. Did you catch that one?
Oh my goodness. But them boys, it's gonna be funny seeing how they recover from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got the Black Cancel concert. Canceled.
Nah, they were saying like one of the fastest ways to get canceled is Say something against the black woman, boy, they gonna get you right up out of there.
Exactly. But that unseasoned crowd, they like that. They like that stuff though. Now, as much they might say that they like that. They like hearing stuff like that.
This man bro said the unseasoned crowd.
I'm done.
I'm done, yo. Come
They
on,
like
man.
hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, I just want to say we do not promote any other podcasts. Even though we are about other podcasts, we are not promoting any other podcasts.
Yeah, yo. Cancel them joints.
Stay tuned. Opinions to millions only. Thank you.
You already know we running straight up the charts. Man, what's your
That's-
craziest dream, man? You're gonna get straight into it.
Yeah, I know.
Craziest dream
With
you ever had.
with dreams, I know it's easy to forget them. Like after you wake up, you be like, "Dang, what was that about?"
Mo was like,
But I got
a
this
dream
one.
journal.
Nah, dreams are crazy though. In general, I feel like we underestimate how crazy they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I was on deployment, like in the middle of the ocean, I had a dream. Like I was like, I always had a dream every single time I slipped on the ship. I don't know what it was, but like I had a dream.
Everyone has a dream every night.
Nah,
Yes.
I'm talking like crazy dreams. Crazy dreams. Like it was like so. Like I
Yo
was
went overboard.
so like I had a dream that the ship like flew in the air. Like we was like in the air, and then the whole like every country in the world went to war.
So
and,
you
like,
turned into an
everybody
airplane.
airplane on the boat, and then we just like go crazy. And I woke up like in a pile of sweat. It's like
You woke up in a what?
like a pile of sweat. Like
This man
Like,
bro
yo,
said,
that
I
was
thought I
crazy.
signed up for the Navy, not the Air Force.
yeah,
done.
that just
So they
crazy.
say with dreams, right before you go to sleep, like what you're thinking about is kind of
right.
that's what your dream turns out to be. Like it's your last thoughts right before you.
That's why I can't watch some scary movies, you know.
That's why dreams are interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Now for me, like I don't remember. As soon as like I have it, it'll be like every
Yeah,
night
you'll forget it.
I forget it like within a few minutes. Unless it's like something really big. But I personally can't remember anything that's like any dream that's like stuck out. I've had like deja vu where maybe you see something in your dream and in real life it kind of like seems like it's kind of happening again.
Yeah, it's crazy. The sleep paralysis, but you can't like what is it called? Sleep paralysis, something like that, where you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've never
Maybe
had
the
something
worst
like that either. Like I've you know what's crazy? People that can like walk or talk in their sleep. That's like some wild
Yeah,
stuff.
I know that walking.
Yeah.
I heard I be talking. So
I'm done. For
It's
me,
scary more than anything else. I feel like you don't know what they're going to do.
yeah. For me, I think I've had some crazy dreams, but for the one, there's only one to me that really stands out. It was a minute ago. I was probably like maybe, I would say between probably like 10 or 12. And I had a dream that I was getting married. You know, I was standing at the altar and the bride walked down the joint. You know, she had the veil over her face and everything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that she went to go reveal her face and she didn't have no head, yo. Like it was a body, but no head. For some reason, like
I'm done.
yeah, I distinctly remember that dream. Yo, I had it when I was very young. That drink just crazy. Like it was
That's crazy.
real in depth. I was standing there, you know, dun, 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 dun.
Very I do not say.
Then I went in there, joint, and was like, went to go hit the kiss, and there was no head, yo.
That's crazy.
Don't you have to say I do? It's like, don't you have to say I do? It's like when y'all get married, it's like
Yeah.
I'm done.
I don't know what that
he's like, I do
that's
not.
crazy.
I don't know what that joint was about, but
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Nah, but
got
I
that
feel like it's
crazy
hard to
dream,
remember unless it's something like I don't know how you guys
like real crazy like that. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember.
You ever had you ever had a flying dream?
Not
Flying.
I guess I've had dreams where it's like you know, kind of like war situations where you feel like, you know, like you're in like a war setting and you feel like, you know, like you're trying to survive for your life, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like forget it.
Like it's I was like a serial killer, right? You got wrong. I'm done. Yo, that just be crazy though.
Yeah, but let's keep it moving. What's the next topic?
when we hit next, man.
Yeah. Let's say that Jim Jones off for life.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
We're just gonna shout this out real quick, man. I don't know what, man. What's just going on? The insurrection anniversary was today.
Right.
I don't really got much to say, man. They were supposed to be back out there protesting today. I don't know what got going on. Those crazy people. The only thing I'm trying to see is that, they still haven't prosecuted a lot of people. And
that's crazy.
The crazy thing is that they're trying to rewrite history. They literally got people saying that the insurrection was a tour to the Capitol building, man. And it was just a little field trip. Man, they broke in there. Somebody got
somebody got killed.
Literally, they're literally rewriting the history. It is ridiculous.
That's
man.
crazy.
So,
it's just crazy, like how they basically got away with it still.
I definitely think, man. We already.
It's what happened is I don't know why are we like remembering it as of like an anniversary event, something like, right? It should be like, it shouldn't even be like talked about, because it was. I feel like when anybody's like saying it's like a 1 year thing, as if it was something good that or nice that happened, right? So
yeah,
that joint.
I know they have their side that's trying to like be up there or whatever at the trying to protest again. But
it's definitely a crazy event. So, man, I don't really got much to say about that joint, man.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing. Yeah.
It's crazy for them. We all know what happened if they would have been any other race of people. But let's keep it moving, man. KFC, man, said y'all not buying. We got the chicken shortage, man. The pandemic, the yard pimps, man, they ain't been growing fast enough. So KFC said we hopping on the trend with everybody else, and we getting that Beyond Chicken, man. They selling buckets of plants, chicken plant buckets. What y'all think about this, man? As y'all
it's not
taste
chicken.
That,
if it's not
beyond chicken. It's beyond chicken.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make it sound like I'm trying to be sarcastic. Like it's not chicken. Like if the chicken is meat, like if it's not meat, then it's not chicken. It's just you just eat a vegan. I don't know what you want to call it. Vegan, whatever.
I don't got no interest in this joint.
It's a vegan on a bone. Vegan. It doesn't make sense, but you see that so much with Beyond. Like you go to like I think Shake Shack and most other fast food. I think Burger King as well got a vegan burger. Like so I guess it's for the vegan because the community's getting so big for the vegan people. So
I just feel like KFC is like it'll be good at like a restaurant. Like KFC if they Russian making these type of things. Definitely.
Whole time they using the same flour. They using the same flour as the chicken. They using the same grease. I already have somebody up in there.
No, so you think it's not because they're allergic to it. I think it's just they don't want to eat the meat, right? Is that what the whole?
Yeah, but after a certain time, man, like you get sick when you hit the shock of the meat in your system and things like that. So, like. I'm not going to be trying that out, but I wonder if there's actually a market out there for these vegetarian joints, man. Have y'all ever tasted one? Like Z was saying.
I had one. I had
for real?
That KFC. I actually had one. It was like a cauliflower base or something like that.
Dang.
Yo, that dude was actually good. Like I had it.
Goodness.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I just remember that I had it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not trusting KFC. But like I had it as like a warm up.
So thing. Did you have it to enjoy it, or was it?
It tastes like chicken.
Vegan? No, did you have it because you wanted to have a vegan sandwich or whatever?
My wife, it was chicken nuggets. My wife made it, not chicken nuggets, but it was like the fake chicken nuggets.
It's not chicken nuggets.
Oh,
that dude was good. I gotta find
that. Yeah, said it was a chicken nugget.
It's not a chicken nugget if it's not chicken.
Cauliflower nugget. Cauliflower nugget.
Yeah, cauliflower nugget.
I'm dying, yo. Yo. KFC is going wild. I don't know if they actually.
You know, we got to talk about Dr. Sebi on another episode.
What?
We got to talk about Dr. Sebi on another episode. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, man. The other crazy thing KFC did, yo, they recently released the fire log at Walmart. They had the 11 herbs and spices in the chicken recipe. Yo, ready? These lighting fire logs that smell like KFC throughout your house, yo. That joint is, yo, they
That's
selling them
crazy.
joints for $15 each, yo. Ain't nobody buying no fire log for the for Colonel Secret 11 herb and spices chicken recipe, yo. They ain't
Right.
saying, yo, what you got up in that oven, man? Oh no,
Yeah, that's
that's
crazy.
just my KFC fire log.
Yeah, that's crazy. People, I feel like that's going.
Yeah,
You're gonna
man.
get confused, actually. But on another topic, I was talking about the Dr. Sebi day. We speaking about cauliflower. How y'all feel about Dr. Sebi? I thought he was kind of like a con artist. I ain't gonna lie to you. On some of his day, he said cauliflower is bad for you because it didn't have any color.
I'm dying.
He said it's white because it doesn't have any nutrients. So that's what I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna talk about it.
So I don't know. I heard
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that joke is funny, bro.
That joke's better than the Umar quotes, yo.
He said broccoli's bad for you because it was, I think, mutated. I forgot. But I'll find the video.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about you.
Black people, we gotta stop being chained by some of these con leaders.
So I know broccoli. They said isn't broccoli like a synthetic made?
Yeah, that's why he said that.
Cauliflower. No, I think the broccoli
It's
is
synthetically made
in a lab. Yeah. It was made in a lab, like from the DNA or the synthetic version of cauliflower. I think.
But he was saying it was bad for you. I'm like, let's be real, son.
No, cauliflower good.
Yeah. We're going to.
I don't know if I'm messing with them cauliflower chicken nuggets, though.
No, I sent you that picture. That just look good.
Nah, you know them jerks don't be looking like that, yo. Come on,
I promise, bro.
Come on, yo.
Like
them joints do look something slight, yo, but
they're not like, they don't taste like cauliflower like that. Like you bite into it, it's like the actual strand of cauliflower. It tastes like actual chicken.
Yo said 1/4 cup of vegan mayonnaise. Yo, I hate mayonnaise. Yo. Yes, we gotta have an episode on traumatic experiences, yo. I'm trying to tell you, I had the craziest experience with mayonnaise. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is the best. I can't mix in mayonnaise and ketchup.
Mayonnaise is good. Mayonnaise is good.
You
can't OD
y'all
on
are crazy, yo.
Mayonnaise is fine.
Yo, Mo, you are undercover
Mustard
brother,
is
yo. You on that mayonnaise, yo. You know that
mustard is nasty.
I can't do mayonnaise, yo. I cannot do mayonnaise. Yo, I can't, yo. Yo, I would literally throw up, yo. People eat yo. I cannot do it, yo. Mayonnaise is a disgusting, whatever it is, yo.
Especially when you mix it with ketchup.
Nah, yo, you.
I wouldn't mix it with ketchup, but if you got like some, I don't know. I mean, especially on burgers and sandwiches, like mayonnaise is good. Yo, I don't know.
Very tripping, son.
Man, what y'all think about this Uncle Murda 2021 wrap up, man? Yo was having bars for everybody. Yo,
he was saying people things that people was afraid to say.
Yeah, they said he was on counseling, man. He started off with the Lil Nas, hit on Dave Chappelle, Freddie Gibbs, man. He hit a lot of topics. It was 14 minutes long, man. I appreciate Uncle Murda's wrap-ups, yo. I look forward to them joints, actually, man. He was going in on that joint.
Yeah, he was. He was talking, yeah. The comments all appreciated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like saying what everybody afraid to say nowadays.
Yeah. He has some bars from Tyler, the Creator, too.
Right.
But I think Freddie Gibbs got the most bars.
Oh my goodness.
They did not like Freddie. But yeah, that joint is nice. It's always nice to listen to Uncle Murda's wrap up, man. But last but not least, man, this joint was really crazy, man. Mo's man.
Jim
Jones.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I ever listened to a Jim Jones song.
Right. Like I'm balling. Right, definitely balling.
Jim Jones is a weird individual, but Jim Jones went on Angela Lee.
No lip service.
Yeah, Mo, we ain't promoting no pod, man. I wasn't gonna say the name. She went on Angela Yee blank cast, and they was talking about guest relationships and seducing women, and he was like, oh, how did you ever learn how to seduce women and things? And yo was like, my mom taught me. And it's like, what do you mean your mom taught me? He was like, Jim Jones was like, she showed me. She took me and tongue kissed me and showed me how to kiss women. And I was like, yo, that
I was
weird,
like, bruh. And he was like, oh, she was 17 at the time. I was 4, something like that. I'm like, what you doing? he tried to say he was joking after the internet got to him. He was dead serious.
That joint was weird, yeah. That joint is weird, yeah. That's why you can't have kids raising kids.
Right.
Yo said she was 17 and he was 4. Good soul.
I mean, my fault.
God, yo.
No, my fault. He said he had him at 17.
Oh, I was ready to say good soul. Nah, yo. That joint was yo. Jim Jones is definitely getting roasted. Jim Jones is definitely getting roasted on the internet for that joint. Yo said she took and kissed me and showed me how to tongue kiss the female. Yeah, that's wild, yo.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I mean, it's one thing she did it, and it's another thing that he put it out there with such. He was so confident too. If you watch it, he was just like, he was. She asked like 5 times. She was like, "You mean your mom kissed you?" And she's like, "Yeah, my mom." And I was like, "Bro, like you were so confident."
He's probably high drunk, so he's definitely telling the truth.
Yeah. That's wild.
He can't break that up.
And at his big age too, he has some. I don't know how old he is, but he has white hair. I mean, you being that old,
my man's up there.
Yeah,
you're pushing 45 at least. I know that. You're over there talking about. Yo said it wasn't just a little peck. Didn't yo try to say, "Oh, what's wrong with that? That's my mom." Yo said tongue kissing. Yo, that's wild. Yo.
We saw. You guys remember Bill Belichick like making out with his daughter after he won the Super Bowl?
No, I don't remember that.
I know if you saw that because Anthony and I talked about that weird that whole picture. It was like
that's weird.
With his daughter.
Tom Brady kisses son.
Nah, yo, that Gunner joint. Or no, who was that? 42 Doug, yo. That joint was wild. I don't know. That joint was wild.
I said, what?
No, I feel like there's people on completely opposite perspective. Like some people think it's okay, and obviously other people are not okay with it, like we are at all with that. There's some people that that there's 3 or 4 celebrities that we just named that have done that. Which is weird. Right. They don't find that weird.
It's crazy how they do it on social media, so they don't think it's weird because they know they're gonna get. If they would have known.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with a kiss, yo, but the tongue is too much, yo.
Nah, she kiss. There's nothing wrong with that. You just but, making out with them. That's some weird. I don't know.
Yo said my mom taught me how to kiss, yo. That's
wild. Like, bro.
He was so confident too. That was like, because she asked him a few times, like, bro, like, are you sure this is what you want out? He was like, yeah, that's my mom.
I don't get that, Jay.
That's crazy, man. Man, I don't got nothing else, man. Y'all got anything else to say to people before we get out of this thing?
No, the quick one. The young Dolph killer. They talk about they
found Joe.
But my thing is like I still don't understand it. Like I know people's minds are different, but how do you think you're gonna get away with killing somebody so prolific? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to catch somebody, but if somebody like kill Lil Durk right now, they're getting caught. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like how you gonna think you're gonna get away with killing young Dolph? Any celebrity, yeah.
And then they have pictures of them together and stuff, yo. It's
like Robin.
Yeah, him with Chief Keef,
Yeah, so
I don't know what goes in people's minds.
It'll be the people around you, they be hating the most. It'll be people around you, they be hating the most, man. But so we're gonna go ahead and close this joint out, man. This is the beginning of a new year, 2022. Set your goals, dream big. And with that said, we out. Thanks for tuning in to Opinions to Million podcast. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. New episode dropping every week. You want to hop on the next one? Shoot us an email. Follow us on all social media at Opinions to Million. We out.